Welcome back, my dear students, to today's science class. I welcome you all, third standard student, in today's science class. As you all know that we have been doing our revision work since 3 or 4 days, and I know that you all are even doing revision work as to prepare yourselves for the upcoming science test, which is not yet scheduled, but soon you will be having schedule for it too. And as keeping in the mind the first science test, the online test, I have prepared this video again for the revision, and revision is very much necessary. Unless you don't revise it up to certain level, you will not be able to appear for the test successfully. So preparation is must. So in today's video, my dear students, the objective of our today's lecture will be objectives, means within the lesson as well as the extra ones. In the previous lecture, if you have watched my previous lecture carefully, dear students, you know that I am revising the objectives. I make my own objectives from question answers, 2 words examples, and etc., which I will not be able to ask you on the online test, as in the online exams my questions have some kind of limitations. The format of the question have some kind of limitation. So what do? I convert the question answers, the 2 example answers, into the objectives such as MCQ and TF. Now in this lecture, I have brought revision of 3rd and 4th chapter. Now again, one good news for you all. You just have to fold your hands. You have to look onto your TV or mobile screen. You have to repeat and listen as per my instructions. No books, no pen, nothing. So it will really be fun for you learning science in today's lecture. Yes, learning, it means along with my explanation you are going to understand and learn the answers as well. And I know that once you will learn here, you don't have to learn anywhere at any time at home before the exams. So even I guarantee you that if you are 100% mentally present in this online classes, you will even not have to touch your book a day before the exam even. This is what I guarantee, only and only if you are 100% mentally present. Anyways, so today I am going to explain and ask you to repeat after me. As we always do, repetition is must. As much as you repeat, the more you repeat, the more you become excellent in your work, and the more you will be able to remember. So here MCQ and TF, which are already there in the lesson, is also going to be there in today's lecture, as well as I have made my own MCQ and TF, you know, not more but couple of MCQ and TF from lesson 3 and 4. Otherwise few are already given to you as the theory part of your lessons. Moving on, after that, in the last part of today's lecture, I will teach you how to write the one word answers. Why am I going to teach you this? As simple as that. Like I said, by observing your test, online test answers, if I want to give my review, I would say that even if you have written correct answers, sometimes your answers are wrong, as computer is going to check your papers. The system is going to check your papers and not the human beings who will understand your mistakes, right? Computer needs capitalization where it is capitalization. Computer needs punctuation where there is punctuation. You can't do anything in that. You can't even change even an alphabet in that answer. It is plural, so you have to add s. If you don't add, even your answer is correct, it becomes incorrect here on the screen. So that is very much important to give you the training how to write the answers online in your test. So this is our agenda for today, and let's get started with today's agenda. So at first we are going to discuss the TF of lesson number 3. Let's move on towards the TF part. Now first TF. Now you don't have to repeat TF, but when I ask you to repeat MCQ part, you have to do it. So in TF you just need to carefully pay attention, put your mind into it and understand the statement and how is it false. So somewhere if it necessary I will explain you in detail, somewhere I'll just explain you in brief. Okay, so the first TF here, the statement is all houses are big with many rooms. So this TF is from lesson number 3, which is housing and clothing. So here if you can see, my dear students, I have written the answer false. Why so? Because even while explaining you the TF for the first time, when I was giving you objectives, I told you that it is not necessary that all of us will have the big house which contains again many rooms, means more than 2-3 rooms, correct? It is not at all necessary. It depends on the economic condition, it depends on the likeliness of their families. So here not all houses are big, neither do they have many rooms, not all in short. So the statement is false here. Second one, a good house need not to be airy. Here need not is written, if you can see. So if you remember that there were in the question answers, if you have already gone through my previous lectures, when I was discussing question answers, there the answer was there for the features of good house, and one of the features of the good house was it should be airy. Airy means proper amount of air, oxygen should be there. You cannot just be with the house without windows, without ventilators, correct? You will get suffocated in that house, correct? You will not be able to breathe properly. So it is very much necessary for the house to be airy. So a good house need not to be airy. No, it needs to be airy. So this statement is false statement. I hope everything is clear so far. Okay, moving on to the third one. The statement says sunlight helps to kill the germs. Is it so? Is sunlight helpful even to kill the germs? Yes, the statement is very, very true. So now I even explained you previously that sunlight is the source of vitamin D. It is a source to the various machines running with the solar energy, like solar cooker, solar panel, solar water heater, etc, etc, etc. So there are many inventions in the world where the machine runs on the solar energy. So along with those uses, even sunlight is used to kill the germs. If you stay in the sunlight, with the heat of sunlight, no germ can remain on your body, because sunlight has that much power within to even burn the germs on your body or anywhere. So if you remember that after washing the clothes, after properly washing it, your mother or your maid at your place, they just keep the clothes, they just hang the clothes in the sunlight, so that along with getting dry, the germs on it will be killed. So there are, like you can say, there are uncountable uses of sunlight. Okay, let's move on. The fourth one, plants around the house make the air dirty. Now just imagine, is it true plants around your house makes the air dirty? in fact, if you plant the trees around your house, you are going to get proper amount of oxygen, you are going to get fresh air, and in fact breezy air rather than having the hot weather around. So it not only makes the house airy, but it also provides a kind of shadow to your house. So you cannot say that the plants around your house makes the air dirty. No, not at all. It in fact freshens up the oil. In fact it cleans the oil, the dirty air. So, and oily climate, what do you mean by oily climate? You can see that there, sometimes when you go out and your skin becomes oily, so what happens, it is called the humidity weather. So even that oil is being cleaned by the fresh air which we get again from the plants. So it cleans the oil, like oily skin, it makes the fresh skin, like it helps us to glow our skin. It depends on which trees you plant, like neem tree and basil plant. These all are very much important for humans. So this statement is false. It does not make the air dirty at all. Okay, moving on. Fifth one, we wear clothes made of different type of wires. My God, I don't wear the clothes made up of wire. Do you even wear? I don't think so. You wear the clothes which are made up of wires. So here the statement is false, because we wear the clothes made up of fibers, correct? So this was the statement actually given in your theory part in your fair books, that we wear the clothes made up of different types of fibers, natural fibers, man-made fibers, etc., etc. So that's it. Moving on. The sixth statement says man-made fibers are made by men. So obviously, only then they are called man-made. Man-made means what? Made by men. So that is why the name is man-made fibers, correct? So there is nothing much to discuss in this. Man-made fibers are obviously made by the men. The statement is true statement. Okay, moving on to the seventh one. Dustbin should be kept uncovered. False statement. Obviously, what will happen if you keep the dustbin open? If you remember while I was explaining you the question answers, that dustbin, if you keep it uncovered, means without covering it from the top, what will happen? The mosquitoes and houseflies will make their house over there, obviously, and then what is going to happen. The diseases caused by mosquitoes and houseflies will take place in your house, and then the family members one after the other will become ill. So it is very, very important to cover the dustbin. So it should be covered and not uncovered, correct? So the statement is false. Okay, moving on to lesson number 4, multiple choice questions. So which are again made by me, so you don't have to write it, you just need to pay attention. And yes, now as it is multiple choice question, you have to repeat after me. As I have made these multiple choice questions from the question answers, I have prepared it on my own. So if you will repeat after me, if you will repeat again and again, what will happen? Even if it is asked in a form of multiple choice question, that is MCQ, you will be able to answer again. Also, if it is asked as a question answers, obviously needless to say that you will be able to answer it, because once you have repeated it, like we have done revision 3 times, so I know that you are smart enough to remember that thing if it is repeated thrice. Okay, anyways, soil is the lower layer of the earth. No, I have never heard that. Inner layer of the earth, that is also never heard by me. Then what will be the answer? Answer will be top layer of the earth. Okay, now repeat the question as well as answer in the way I am reciting here. Ready? So the first statement is soil is the answer top layer of the earth. Again repeat second time. Soil is the top layer of the earth. Clear enough? So now if you know that soil is the top layer, the options without it, let the teachers give any option to you, you know the correct answer, that soil is the top layer. That's it. So if you find top layer anywhere, that will only be the correct answer. The rest of the options you have to ignore in case if it comes in the exam with the options in the form of MCQ. Moving on to the second one. Humus is made of. Now the options are dead humans, dead plants and animals, or dead animals. Here is the twist. I have kept the option with keeping in the mind that I can twist the questions in the exam like this. How come? You know, if you have half knowledge about the humus, about this lesson, if you have not gone through the textbook or the explanation videos, what will happen? You have the half knowledge and then you select the this for suppose option C, that sir, obviously dead animals are also, you know, the part of making the humus, but dead animals are the part of that. But the correct option is option B, because with the dead plants and animals, both the humus is made of. So if you write the option C, I cannot even give you a half mark because this is objective. So don't expect me to give the half mark. If you do this, make sure full option you have to read it properly and you have to understand it properly. So if you have read it once in your book, you should be able to answer the correct option. So obviously not dead humans, so the answer is dead plants and animals, not only animals. Now repeat after me, students. Humus is made of, answer, dead plants and animals. Repeat a second time. Humus is made of, answer, dead plants and animals. Clear enough? I hope that you understood what I am trying to say here, what I am trying to explain you from the options, from the complicated options actually. Okay. So moving on to the third one. Name any two things that soil contains. Now this I have made from the two example answers which I have given you in the theory part, in the objective part. So my dear students, if you can see that I have given the option, name any two things that the soil contains. Now here toxic acid, this is one, but sometimes if you don't have knowledge what is toxic acid, you count as toxic is different and acid is different, correct? So what do? You say, okay sir, option A, because you don't know the answer. Then you just start guessing the answer, and here no chance of being option B, sorry, because here in the option B only one word is there, and here I have given any two things, correct? So you have to select the answer with the two things only, not less than that. So here if you can see that air and water is the correct answer. Also, if you have already learnt and by hearted the answer of two example answers, you should be knowing the correct answer. Okay, now repeat after me. Name any two things that soil contains. Answer, air and water. Let us repeat one more time. Name any two things that soil contains. Answer: air and water. Moving on to the fourth one. Which is the correct use of soil according to the lesson soil? Means in the lesson soil, in your question answers, in your theory part in short of lesson soil, I have given you one correct use of soil out of so many uses, correct? So here by reading the options you will be easily able to recognize the correct answer. So what is the correct use? Do we need to store the soil? Store it? No. Do we have to play with it? No, that is not the correct use. So what is the correct and genuine use of it is home of many animals. So this is the correct use, one of the uses of soil. It is the home of many animals, correct? So earthworms and snails and etc., they all dwell in the soil only. So repeat after me. Which is the correct use of soil according to the lesson soil? Answer: home of many animals. Now just repeat the answer second time. Home of many animals. So why am I asking you to repeat only MCQs? Is because I have asked it from the question answers and 2 example answers. If you learn the options correctly and then if I ask you the question answers, still you will be knowing the correct answer. Okay, moving on to lesson number 4, true or false. The first one is, rocks start breaking down because of the sun's heat, rain and wind. Obviously, answer is true. They all are natural and they all have the power to break the rock also. Correct? Okay, so nothing more to discuss in this. This is the fact and you need to understand it. Moving on to the next. The formation of soil happens gradually. Here is the twist, my dear students. In your book, I have given you the question in TF only that the soil formation or the formation of the soil happens speedily or swiftly, and there I have given you false because it happens slowly, correct? So gradually is the same. Gradually means slowly only. So if I twist the question like this, still you should have the knowledge. Don't just mug up the answers. I gave you the hint how can I twist the questions. So listen to me very carefully. The formation of soil happens gradually. This statement you need to understand that yes, soil formation is not the fast process, it is the slow process. So gradually means slow. So the statement is true. So if you consider true or false as easy thing as to you will learn it, you will by heart it, no. You will understand it, only then you will be able to answer. Correct? Okay. Moving on to the third one. Soil is reddish brown color everywhere. No. I even showed you the photo of the soil, how they are different, correct? So I showed you that how they are different. Black soil, red soil, alluvial soil, they all are different types, correct? So here not everywhere soil is reddish, correct? In farm, I showed you the photo of farm in the previous lectures. So if you have seen the previous lecture, if you have watched my videos, that I showed you that black soil was even used in the farms, on the fields by the farmers to plant their crops, correct? So there are different uses in the different places. Okay, so the statement is false. They are not red everywhere. Moving on. Plants helps to hold water and provide nutrients for the soil. Wait. What is the twist? You might be thinking that what sir is telling us. But if you carefully look onto the first word, plants helps to hold the water and provide nutrients to the soil? No, it is the humus who helps to hold the water and provide the nutrients. So this statement is false because plants like humus is replaced with the plants. So have I written the correct answer over here for your knowledge, that how again can I twist even a single word. And if again you have just learnt the answer, you have just mugged up the answer, you have just kind of you have not understood the sentence and you have just by hearted the answer, you are not going to answer correctly over here. So you need to be very careful. You need to read the question from start till end, and then you should answer it. Okay, so moving on. Earthworm lives on tree. This I have never heard. I have heard monkeys on the tree, I have heard birds on the tree. Earthworm? No. So the statement is obviously false statement, because earthworm lives in the soil. Even before 2 or 3 pages I told you that while I was explaining you that it was home, the soil is home to many animals. So earthworm is one of those insects and animals. Okay, now how to write the one word answers in the online test. Okay, I have taken the example from lesson 4 only, that's why I have written lesson 4 in the heading. But in case, my dear students, if I ask you the one word answers in the exam, though you write the correct answer, sometimes it is counted as incorrect, and then you have the doubt that, sir, I have written the correct answer. Now where can you see the mistake? So let me show you where do you make the mistake in the online test, not in the physical appearance test, on the online test. So if suppose the first one word answer, the question is top layer of the earth where the plants grow. Correct answer is soil. So dear student, carefully pay attention here. Soil, S starts with capital alphabet. S is capital, because if you start the answer, if you start any statement or sentence, the first alphabet should be capital. So if you write small s and soil, soil, though you have written correct answer, but your answer will be incorrect. Or what happens that some of you, what do? You write a soil. No, don't add anything. If you are asked the answer, you have to learn it as it is. You have to type it and submit the test. If you will write a test, what will happen? Let me tell you. See here, computer, I told you, is correcting your test. So computer will not accept A, because already I have inserted the answer soil. So where did this A come from? And even some of you have the habit of writing like this: A and S, answer. Then you put the dash and then you write soil. So your answer is right, but this what you have added, A and S, this is incorrect. Don't write anything other than what the exact answer is. If you will write this, your answer will be counted as incorrect answer. So please take a note of this. Let me give you second example for that. Small parts of dead plants and animals found in the soil. So the correct answer is humus, and you all know, you all are genius, you all know the spelling of humus. Okay. Now where the mistake happens, again, if you write H, small h, now if it is one word answer, obviously your answer is going to be of one word and you are going to start that word with H. So starting should be always capital. This is what I have explained you. Again, if you write ANS dash humus, no. And then even if you write HUMUS and H is not capital, again incorrect. So capitalization, even the answer should be very, very precise. Whatever is asked have to be written. I have not asked you to write one line answer, so you don't have to add anything extra. Okay, moving on to the third example for the same, and then we will end up for today's lecture. Humus provides this to the plants. So the answer is nutrients. Now sometimes, like if you can see, my dear students, nutrients. So the answer contains the plural form of the word. And what do? You just write nutrient. S is missing here. So if S is not there, if the plural form is not there, your answer, though it is correct, computer will count as wrong or incorrect answer. Please take very care while you are writing, or after you write, before you submit, please check your answers thoroughly. And sometimes you misspell it because your auto correction is on. Sometimes in your mobile phone, if you are giving online test, your auto correction is on. So what happens? Auto correction makes nutrient as nutrition. Again, my dear students, if you are appearing for the real test on the paper, physical paper in your school, we can understand that you have made these kind of mistakes and you know the correct answer. But if it is in the computer, if it has to be checked with the computer, no. We are really sorry, you have to be very, very precise. Okay, so with this, I conclude my today's lecture, and I would say that watch all my videos of science, be alert with the updates, and follow the video lectures and instructions which are given in the video lecture. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you. Goodbye, all of you.